Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my first impressions look on the 361 degrees Big 3 Aaron Gordon PE. So this shoe is going for $99, basically $100 on Famuji right now. So if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. And I believe Aaron Gordon was wearing these shoes when he was in the dunk contest. So that's pretty dope, right? So 361 degrees is a Chinese company and the aesthetics aren't bad. And not only that, they're giving you a knit material and they're giving you a pretty nice cushioning setup. But let's get it started off with the traction. So in this colorway, we have a solid white rubber outsole. You got some like diamond shapes on it. The rubber is extremely hard. The grooves are pretty deep as well. So outdoor use is probably not going to be an issue at all. There are some Chinese characters here in the forefoot. I'm not Chinese, so I don't really know what it says, but that's a pretty cool touch. And here in the midfoot area, you have a plastic midfoot shank plate. So the outsole seems good for outdoor use, but I mean, like trying it on my wood floors, it didn't seem to have the greatest bite. So I am a little skeptical on the stopping power. As far as the heel to toe transition goes, it's very, very smooth. You have a nice curved shape here in the heel as well as in the forefoot, and you have a lot of forefoot flex. So it feels very smooth. As far as cushioning goes, they're using what they call quick foam, right? It says quick foam right here in the heel. And and as far as looks, it looks like styrofoam. So I'm not a huge fan of what it looks like, but how it feels is a different story. So right now, it feels really, really nice. And it is pretty heavily caged here on the medial side as well as on the lateral side. Like the lateral side is very, very heavily caged. And they did the caging right in my opinion. So like you don't really ever want any type of compression here on the lateral side, especially here in the heel if you have a very soft cushion, right? So they pretty much cage it there, but then here in the back of the heel and on the medial side, it's fully exposed. So that allows the cushioning setup to compress a lot and it feels nice. There's a lot of compression. It feels like there's a pretty high rebound. I didn't play in these yet, but I was walking around in them and it feels great in the heel. And not only that, but if you feel the strobo board, like it's not that stiff. Like pressing it with my finger, I can feel like the compression from the quick foam. And not only that, but like just actually walking around in it, underfoot cushioning feels very comfortable as well. So I'm very excited to try this out. One thing I am a little worried about though is the actual durability of the cushion, like if it's going to bottom out quickly, you know, so we'll have to see on that. But overall, my first impressions of this quick foam are very, very good. All right, moving on to the materials. So they are using a knit material, but it's one of those like cheaper knit materials. And obviously I would take a cheaper knit material over like a crappy mesh or like a shit mesh or like a synthetic material, you know what I'm saying? But it definitely doesn't feel anywhere as nice as like, I guess the LeBrons or like the Westbrook One Take, you know? But one thing I like about it is that it's super thin, you know? So it feels very minimal on foot. And this shoe has a one booty upper. Here in the midfoot area where the tongue's supposed to be, you have a mesh material, and then in the middle of the toe box area you have this like see-through thread, and it's probably just like a plastic material. It kind of looks like the quick foam, and it even looks a little bit like styrofoam. So I'm not sure about the aesthetics there and how it feels. It kind of like, if you guys, you know, it just doesn't feel that nice, you know. But like on foot, it's a different story, you know. It's soft, it's thin like I mentioned. So on foot, it definitely doesn't feel bad. Here where the tongue is, there's not really any type of padding. And in the ankle area, you have very minimal padding as well as a heel tab, which makes the shoe pretty damn easy to put on. All right, moving on to the fit. So the fit is weird. So I went true to size and it runs just a tiny bit long. I would say just like a centimeter or two long. So that's definitely not a huge deal. But then it fits me really well. But then here in the toe box area, I don't know if you guys can see that, but you guys see how like comes up here, basically where the tip of your toe is. And I don't like that. You know, there's a good amount of space and my toes just go up. And I don't know if you guys don't mind that or if you guys like that, but for me personally, I like to have a very snug fit where it's just like my toes kind of like can't even move, you know. I just like a really nice tight, snug, secure fit. So I don't really like that at all. Width-wise, I would say it's normal. So I mean, for me personally, it's a pretty good fit overall so far, besides the dead space here, basically at the tip of my toe. Alright, as far as support and lockdown goes, for lateral containment, here in the forefoot, you can see the quick foam coming up, and you also have this plastic cage, which of course helps cage the cushioning, and it kind of extends here into the ankle area and comes up here high into the ankle. It's basically just a plastic material, and the laces also go through it. So I mean, I feel like lateral containment is going to be good, and you have an internal TPU heel counter. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but it's like that holographic material where you kind of like, if you move this material, it kind of changes what you see on it. And also for lateral stability, it looks like it's going to be very good. You can see a very wide base because of this outrigger. So lateral stability feels like it's going to be good. All right, as far as the weight goes, I feel like it's going to be like average, maybe a little bit lighter than average. Oh yeah, so 12.5, so that's average, you know. Let's see the left pair. Yeah, 12.7 ounces. So yeah, it definitely feels pretty minimal. I feel like most of the weight is coming from the bottom of the shoe, like this foam and all this rubber. So so it definitely feels a little bottom heavy, but it's not to the point where it feels very weird to me, you know, kind of like in Vans or Converse. As far as the aesthetics go, it's a pretty good looking shoe, and they have a good amount of dope colorways available. Like I said, it does look a little cheap though. Like once you get close, you like this styrofoam cushioning doesn't look very good. Of course, that's different from how it feels. Like once you get close, you can definitely tell it's probably a cheaper shoe, but like the overall silhouette and the overall design looks pretty damn sick. All right, so wrapping things up, my first impressions of the shoe are pretty nice. The one thing that stood out to me the most is the cushioning setup, and that really makes me want to try the shoe out. You know, I'm pretty excited to play in it. Everything else seems pretty good. Nothing else really stands out all too much to me, but hopefully it's a good performer. So if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.